just let you walk away, just let you leave without a trace. When I started taking every breath with you, you're the only one.
He's one of the most funny reviewers out there, and also one with a great collection and a really in-depth knowledge of the fragrances. He was a real inspiration for me to start. The link to his channel is in the description below, and I'm very honoured because Lex has made a song about Mr. Smelly, and I will just hand over to Lex and let the song speak for itself.
And this is a sort of a tribute to one of my favourite reviewers at the moment, and that's Mr. Smelly. I hope you guys enjoy it, and especially Mr. Smelly, I hope you enjoy it as well.
Take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just a memory of your face. Take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, but you coming back to me is against the odds. What I've got to face. Wish I could just make you turn around, see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all.
Hello everybody, so today's video is a bit of a special one because it's going to be my top 3 fragrances that I discovered through Lex Ellis. I'm really sad that Lex has decided to close down his channel at the moment, and I don't want to start hassling him about that. Fair enough, if he's got other things to do, that's understandable. But if there's any way we can persuade you, Lex, to think again and maybe open that channel up again, then please give it a thought. And if anyone agrees with me about that, which I'm sure a lot of you do, please comment in my video below, "Come back, Lex," and maybe we can change his mind. Let's give it a go. If not, thanks for all the great videos, Lex. Hopefully, at least you'll leave the old ones up for us to watch. So Lex is from Glasgow, of course, a lovely city in Scotland. And I did once meet a rather attractive girl from Glasgow and made the mistake of asking her for a Glasgow kiss. So apart from having a great laugh and being really entertained by Lex's videos, I have found out a lot about fragrances, and so I've picked 3 of my favourite ones that I've got at the moment that I think were largely discovered by me due to Lex's great videos. So number 1, it's going to be Bogart pour Homme. So this is by the house of Jack Bogart. I don't have a full bottle of this one, but I've got a decant here of about 5 mils, and that was very kindly sent to me by a gentleman called Martin, one of my subscribers who is over in Austria. Thank you so much, Martin. He sent me quite a few other decants, and I'm going to be sampling those and getting some videos out of those pretty soon, so I'm really excited about that. So this one, Bogart pour Homme, the reason I asked him for this one when he gave me a choice of some of his fragrances was because I'd seen Lex's video. So this fragrance from the house of Jack Bogart was released in the year 2004. The perfumier behind this one is Maurice Roussel, who was also responsible for Musk Ravageur by Frederic Malle. The price on this one is incredibly cheap. You can get it in the UK on Amazon for £17.10 for 100 mils, and in the USA for the same quantity of juice you can pay just $23 on Amazon at the moment. So fantastic value for money. It's a real cheapie, and I did my cheapie top 10 last week. If I'd got this one by then, it probably would have been in, but I only just got it a couple of days ago. Okay. Top notes on this one are bergamot, lavender and water lily. The mid notes are listed as masculine floral notes on the base notes website, and the base notes on this fragrance are spices, patchouli, tonka bean and vanilla. So those are the notes. What's the overall smell like? Let's find out. So I'm going to spray this one on a strip today. I have smelled it before. Okay, it's a really beautiful smell. And basically, as I think a few other people have mentioned with this one, it's a kind of cherry and tobacco bomb. That's what I get out of this one. So it reminds me a lot of Pure Havane by Thierry Mugler. It's very sweet, but it's not cloyingly so. And I feel like I get a bit of a tobacco note in there, even though that's not listed, but I guess masculine floral notes could cover that to some extent. It also reminds me a little bit of Naxos by Xerjoff, which again I don't have a full bottle of, but I was very kindly sent a bottle of this by a friend in a Facebook group, David Barnes. Thank you very much. And again, I'll be sampling some of your others and talking about those soon. So Naxos by Xerjoff, very similar in the way I would describe it, although it's a different smell overall. Again, very sweet and has a kind of tobacco and honey feel in there whilst being quite fresh as well. So not identical. This one maybe is a little bit more sophisticated. It's a very expensive niche scent, but I was reminded a little bit of that kind of vibe. So Bogart Pour Homme by Jacques Bogart, fantastic fragrance, beast mode, performance and projection from everything I read, and when I've sprayed it on a card it really has stuck around a lot. I haven't worn it out yet. For the money, it's absolutely superb. Very few other people would be wearing it. A colder weather scent for sure, but one that you could probably rock in any kind of casual or evening situation, probably even to work if you are light on the trigger. You won't need many sprays for any situation because it's so strong. Excellent fragrance, Bogart Pour Homme. Thanks to Lex, because he did a great review, and one of the great things about Lex's channel was that he talked about obscure fragrances like this that not a lot of other people had bothered to review. Superb. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Dior's Eau Sauvage Parfum. Here it is. Okay, so this one is a really powerful fragrance again. The perfumier for this one is Francois Demarchi. The top note is bergamot, in the mid we have myrrh, and in the base we have vetiver. So there's only 3 notes, very simple composition. It smells more complex than that to me, I have to admit. Okay, extremely strong, very dense. It does remind me a little bit of the original Dior Eau Sauvage, which is a much clearer juice and a more light lemony bergamot type of fragrance, an eau de cologne style fragrance that was first released back in the 60s. This is a very different style of fragrance, and much more dense and thick and heavy. It's an eau de parfum, that's an eau de toilette, but I think there is a little bit of that kind of sweet lemony smell in here, or at least the bergamot kind of greenness there. So there's something in common between the two, but this goes off in a completely different direction. Very masculine, very rich. The myrrh, I think, gives a kind of incense kind of vibe to this one. Definitely a cold weather scent, superb performance, very strong, and it's retailing at the kind of standard Dior designer prices that you would expect. You might be able to find some slight discounts if you're clever and you shop around online. So this one for cold weather, if you want to be classy, if you want to dress up, this is the scent that really could work for you. It has a slightly mature vibe, but it could be worn by anyone who wants to appear classy and sophisticated. Great scent, Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum, one of my absolute favourite designer fragrances out there. And apart from those wonderful Dior Homme line fragrances, I think this is one of the really exciting ones that you can still buy these days from the house of Christian Dior. And not talked about loads, actually. There aren't tons of reviews. And again, it was thanks to Lex Ellis, where he did a review. He's featured it in a Beast Mode top 10 kind of thing. And I think he did 2 separate full reviews on this one, where he really enthusiastically explained why it was such a great fragrance. I think it was the one he would wear when he was going to meet the Prime Minister or the President of the United States. He said he'd wear this one, and I kind of agree. It's that kind of fragrance. But Lex, the question is, would you wear it to nip out for a burger and some wings? That was one of his classic scenarios that he used to give us for could you wear fragrances for that? Well, let's find out. I'm sure Lex would tell you that you shouldn't wear it to work unless you want to be a fucking dick, because it's far too heavy. So great fragrance, well worth checking out, Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. Finally then, another one that Lex gave us a great review on was Acqua di Parma's Colonia Leather. So this is from their ingredients line, their most upscale line. This is the niche Italian house of Acqua di Parma. And so this fragrance is really a mix between a classic eau de cologne, which Acqua di Parma make a lot of, maybe their Colonia Essenza. They've kind of crossed that in a way with Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. It's got that kind of leather note in there. Again, the perfumier just happens to be Francois Demarchi, coincidentally, on this one. It's a 2014 release. Top notes are Brazilian orange and Sicilian lime. In the mid, we have rose and petitgrain. And in the base, we've got the key one, leather. We also have cedarwood and gaiac wood. So let's see how this one smells. Huge sprayer there. Incredibly different to the other two. Straight away, you get that really strong blast of leather, but there's a fresh citrus element in there as well, and it almost creates a kind of ashy feel. Some people have talked about dirty ashtrays. I think that's a little bit harsh, but I kind of get what they mean. There's a very strong woody, almost smoky, ashy, leathery citrus smell. They've managed to do a really strong leather, that's fresh at the same time. So if you like Tuscan leather but find it a bit much for a lot of situations, because it's such an in-your-face leather fragrance, this could be a more wearable, versatile one that you could wear for evenings out, for dates and things like that, when you didn't want to scare the person off with something too strong like Tuscan leather. It is also a very strong performing and projecting scent though, Acqua di Parma Colonia leather. It's really beautiful and quite a complex, really niche fragrance here. Yeah, it's one I'm still discovering, and I recommend checking this one out. If you get to a store where they sell Acqua di Parma, this is really worth checking out. Price is very high. It's £160 for 100 ml, but it could well be worth it if you like this kind of fragrance. Really clever of Acqua di Parma to mix their own citrus DNA with this kind of leathery note. Again, Lex gave us one of the... There's not too many full reviews on this one out there at all, and Lex gave us one of the good ones. I think he said it was just short of a masterpiece in the end, and he reckoned that Tuscan leather just beat it, but I would put them pretty level. Personally, I slightly prefer this one due to the citrus stuff in there that lightens it up, makes it a bit more wearable for me, I find. So a fantastic fragrance. We've got 3 good ones there, thanks to Lex Ellis, that we can all check out. A cheapie from Bogart. The Dior one is your designer kind of fragrance, and if you want to spend some more money, we've got the niche one here. Really fantastic fragrances. And Lex, if you're watching, thanks for all the great videos. I hope there'll be some more. So thanks everyone for watching. Serious subject today. Remember to leave some comments down below, particularly if you want to see Lex come back, let him know by commenting in my video. Thank you ever so much for watching, and remember, whatever we're doing in life, let's project.